What is going on, everyone? Luca Rosano here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. The NBA regular season is almost here. The Raptors will officially get things started on Wednesday when they host the Washington Wizards in their season opener. I had a blast covering the preseason, but all I can say now, guys, is I cannot wait to get this regular season started. It's going to be a good one. Before we get into today's video, do me a solid favor. Drop a like. Sub to the channel if you are new. Plus, ring the bell. Let's hit 25K. And also, if you want to become a channel member today, hit that join button for custom perks and emojis. I'll be busy this season. I'll be doing live streams, post-game reactions, videos in between, you name it. So you want to keep it locked and loaded on this channel, your source for Raptors and NBA content. Okay, so before we get into what I want to talk to you about today, I do have some news from Josh Lewenberg that I did want to enlighten you all with. Josh Lewenberg, this is via his Twitter. He says that Nick Nurse confirms that Alex Antetokounmpo and Josh Hall are with the team and practice today. The Raptors signed them to Exhibit 10 contracts after waiving Gillespie and Perry this week and are expected to waive them ahead of Saturday's deadline so they can join the 905. So the Raptors did sign Antetokounmpo in 2021. Alex, not Giannis. And then also, the deadline is Monday, not Saturday, per Nurse. And this has to do with the decision on the final roster spot. So we know it's going to come down to the wire to decide who's going to stay between Bonga, Decker, Wainwright. They can keep 1 to 2. So it's going down to the wire. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I said in my last video that my personal prediction is that the Raptors are going to go with Decker and Wainwright. But who knows? We will find out very soon, though. In this video, I wanted to talk about the Raptors and their playoff chances because a question that I keep getting a lot, whether it's on Instagram or just in the comments, is where I see this Raptors team finishing up in the East. And I will have my full predictions for the East and West standings in a video that I'll drop before the season gets started, so that'll probably be out on Monday. But for this video, I want to answer the question on whether I believe the Raptors will be a playoff team or not. Here's my response to that. The Raptors will be in the playoff mix. I think when you look at this team, they are going to be a team that is going to play hard, play tough in every single one of these games. This is a team that's rarely going to show a lack of an effort, and as long as they can stay healthy, and they can get Siakam returning to the court looking 100%. And Boucher can come back to the court looking his normal self. The Raptors are going to have a deep team that is going to compete against some of the heavyweights in the Eastern Conference. The Raptors, you look at their starting five. Yes, size might be an issue with their center, but Kem Birch can be a reliable center. He's shown us that. You got Siakam. You got the coming out party of OG Anunoby. I think this guy is going to get serious considerations when it's all said and done for most improved player. And then you got the decision at the 2-guard spot. Will it be Gary Trent Jr. or Goran Dragic? I think it should be Gary Trent Jr. And here's a guy that I would not lose faith in. Gary Trent Jr., I think, is going to have himself a solid campaign. And then you got Fred VanVleet, who I think is going to do an excellent job of officially taking the reins from Kyle Lowry as this team's main point guard. Then the bench unit. Malachi Flynn has shown us a lot of good stuff in the preseason. Then you're going to have a Goran Dragic, who right now, he's getting a lot of attention when it comes to the 6th man of the year. If you're looking for a sleeper pick for 6th man of the year and want to sprinkle some money, Goran Dragic could be a dark horse pick because he, if he does come off the bench, is going to be an uplift for that Raptors second unit offensively. Then you got Scottie Barnes, the rookie sensation. We're all excited to see his first season with the Raptors. I think we're going to see a lot of what we saw in the preseason of Scottie being Scottie and being everywhere on the court. Then you got Chris Boucher. His coming out party was last season. Can he follow that up with another nice campaign? I think he can. And then you got Precious Achiuwa, who I think is going to be a very important piece for this Raptors team and for this Raptors second unit. I love the energy he plays with. I love that this dude is got a motor like no other. And I think the sky is the limit when it comes to Precious Achiuwa's potential. And then you got some of the other guys. A Svi Mikhailuk, who I think is going to open up the floor for the Raptors. A guy who can inject instant offense to this team. You got Yuta Watanabe, a guy who is a workhorse everywhere on the court, in your face defensively. And then we're going to see what the rest of the rotation shapes up to be. But overall, led by head coach Nick Nurse, this team in the Raptors is going to be better than advertised. This could be one of the better defensive teams in the league. And if they can get their offense rolling and consistent, this is a team to look out for in the East. And this is a team that you should not neglect when talking about a playoff team. Now, let's get back to the original question. Where do I see the Raptors falling in the East? Before we continue on with the video, I do want to quickly mention that today's video sponsor is Manscaped. Autumn is in the air, the pumpkins are in the patch, and our friends at Manscaped are here to make sure you don't carve your pants pumpkins when you're grooming, if you know what I mean. So join the 2 million men worldwide, yes, worldwide, using Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with promo code LUCA3. It's time to bundle up with Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, which is always reliable, Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance Boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all of your goodies. So gentlemen, get 20% off plus free shipping with promo code LUCA3 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with promo code LUCA3. Make your balls a priority this fall by choosing Manscaped. Your balls will thank you. Now, I'm going to be realistic about this, and I look at the Eastern Conference today, and it is loaded, top heavy loaded. The East got a lot better. You're going to have the Bucks. You're going to have the Nets. Those teams aren't going away. And by the way, the Nets are still going to be a top tier team, still going to be a championship contender, even without Kyrie Irving. Then you're going to have the emergence of the Miami Heat. Now, I might be very high, too high on Miami, but I think this is going to be a much better team this season with Kyle Lowry. This Miami Heat team, right now, from what we've seen in glimpses in the preseason and on paper, is a team that could be a dark horse team to get out of the East. And I've said that before. Then you got the Hawks. I think the Hawks are not going to be no flash in the pan. This is going to be a team that is going to carry that momentum from last season and have themselves another solid campaign. Then you got to talk about the Sixers. Now, I do think the Sixers are going to take a step down from being first place in the East a year ago, but nonetheless, this is still going to be a playoff team, and whether or not Simmons plays, as long as Embiid is healthy, the Sixers are going to be a handful to deal with. So I still got them in the mix. The Boston Celtics. This is another team that's going to be interesting to see. I think the Celtics are going to be much more improved from a season ago. I do think Tatum is going to take that next step. Jaylen Brown is going to be the determining factor in all of this because can he have himself a nice season alongside Tatum? And we know that the Celtics have that supporting cast already set there in Boston. Another interesting team, the Chicago Bulls. Now, are the Chicago Bulls going to be as good as what some people are saying? I mean, I've seen some outlandish things out there saying that the Bulls are going to be, the darlings of the East. The Bulls are going to get to an Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think the Bulls are going to be that good, but the Bulls are going to be good enough where they should be a playoff team. So you got to deal with them. They made a lot of big acquisitions. DeRozan's there now. That's going to be a team you got to deal with. And then I think you could talk about the Toronto Raptors, who are going to be in the conversation of a couple other teams, like the Knicks, like the Pacers, and the Hornets, when it comes to the play. Ultimately, I see the Raptors finishing up anywhere from 7 to 10. If I'm feeling generous, you can even expand it or extend it to 6 to 10. But I do think the Raptors are going to be in a good position to make the playoffs, and they will have one of those play-in spots secured with a good chance to make the playoffs. Now, we got to be realistic with our expectations. For as good as the Raptors can look this season, is this a team that's going to run the table and win a championship? No. Is this a team that's going to make a deep playoff run? No. Is this a team that can be a playoff team and get into the dance with a chance? Absolutely. For as good as the East has gotten, I think the Raptors are going to be better than what a lot of analysts think. And I think the Raptors are going to fall into an opportunity to play for the playoffs and actually get into the playoffs and I'll have more on that in another video in the coming days. So that's where I see the Raptors finishing up in the East. I would call it best case scenario, 6th spot, likely scenario, 7 to 10. And I would take that. I would. Given how stiff the competition is and how many good teams you got to deal with, if the Raptors can remain healthy, they're going to be back at home, which is a big, big boost for them. This is a team that, like I said in my last video, is ready to make some noise. So look out for them. Now let me know, where do you see this Raptors team finishing up from what you've seen? Do you have them where I have them, or do you have them higher? Let me know. Hit me up in the comment section down below and we could chat about it. Drop a like if you haven't already. Sub to the channel if you are new. Plus ring the bell. Let's get this regular season started. Let's get these games going. And we will see how this ages. And if there's one thing the Raptors have taught everybody, it's don't sleep on them. Because just when you think they are not going to make moves, they come alive. And they usually come out of nowhere and turn heads. So we will see how this all plays out, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a great weekend. And when the news drops about who the Raptors keep and cut, you can be damned that I'll have a video on that. All right. Until next time, this is Luca Rosano signing off, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Peace out.